Today we are going to discuss the topic thermoelectric effects. Thermoelectricity refers to a class of phenomena in which a temperature difference creates an electric potential or an electric potential creates a temperature difference. Basically, there are three thermoelectric effects, and the first one, which is known as Seebeck effect, was discovered by a German scientist Thomas Johann Seebeck. And later in 1834, French scientist Peltier, and in 1851, William Thomson described the other two thermoelectric effects. And the first one, Seebeck effect. As I mentioned earlier, this was discovered by the scientist Thomas Seebeck, and he observed that when two dissimilar metal wires, the metals he used were copper and bismuth, when they are actually connected to form a loop, they would deflect a compass magnet. Initially, it was believed that this was due to the magnetism created by the temperature difference. Later, it was realized that a thermoelectric force induced an electric current which thereby deflects the magnet. Thus, the temperature difference produces an electric potential which can drive an electric current in a closed circuit, and this phenomenon is known as Seebeck effect. This figure actually demonstrates the experimental setup used by the scientist Seebeck. And this arrangement, that is a combination of two dissimilar metals, is generally called thermocouple. Thermoelectric series represent a list of elements which actually exhibit this particular phenomenon. The arrangement of materials in this list is actually having certain significance. This figure demonstrates the Seebeck effect. Here we can see two materials are using, that is copper, and the other one is the iron. And the two junction, we can see one junction is actually kept in, or it is immersed in hot water, and the other one, it is actually in a cool atmosphere. So here we can see a current starts to flow through this closed circuit. And here the current flow is taking place in such a way that in this hot junction, the current is actually flowing from the material which occurs earlier in the list, that is copper, which occurs here, to a metal which occurring later in the list, that is iron. So the reverse will happen in the cold junction. So there is particular significance in the arrangement of these materials. The next thermoelectric effect is known as Peltier effect, and here the figure actually demonstrated the Peltier effect. In 1834, Jean Peltier, who was a French watchmaker as well as a physicist, discovered the second thermoelectric effect known as Peltier effect. He found out that if a current flows through a circuit containing junction of two dissimilar metals, it leads to an absorption or liberation of heat at the junctions. Peltier effect is the converse of Seebeck effect. And here the amount of heat H absorbed or evolved at a junction is proportional to the charge which is passing through this circuit. So from this we can obtain a term which is known as Peltier coefficient, which is very much important in this particular effect. So Peltier coefficient pi is equal to Peltier heat divided by the charge flowing through the circuit. So the unit of this Peltier coefficient is joule per coulomb or volts. The third thermoelectric effect is known as Thomson effect, and in 1851 this particular phenomenon was first discovered by William Thomson, and he observed that when a current is allowed to flow in a conductor with its various sections at different temperature, heat is either absorbed or evolved across the conductor. And this first figure demonstrates Thomson effect, and we will come later to the second figure. So considering the first figure, this AB represents the metal rod and which is heated in the middle. So definitely there is a temperature difference across this rod AB, and a current is actually passing from the point A to the point B. So now here we can see that when current is actually passing from this A to B, since this material is heated in the middle portion, definitely this point A will be in a lower potential area, and this middle portion, this part will be of high potential area. So the current is actually moving from low potential to high potential area. So definitely it needs some kind of energy. Therefore it will absorb that energy from the atmosphere, and the net result is that this particular portion will be in a cold state. Now what happens when current passes through this particular section? Here the current is actually passing from the high potential area to the low potential area. So it doesn't require that much energy. So the excess energy, it is actually liberated here in this section. So the result is that this particular portion will get heated up. So this is the phenomenon Thomson effect. So when the charge Q flows in a metal with a temperature 1 degree Celsius, heat is absorbed or evolved, which is equal to, or we can first say that it is proportional to the charge Q, and if you replace this proportionality sign with a proportionality constant, it will be is equal to sigma Q joule, where sigma is known as Thomson coefficient. If E is the EMF developed due to this charge accumulation, then EQ can be equal to sigma Q. Therefore, E can be equal to sigma. Thus, Thomson coefficient can be defined in such a way that it is equal to the EMF produced between 2 points at a temperature difference of 1 degree Celsius with SI unit volt per degree Celsius. So, this Thomson effect can be divided into 3 types depending upon the material. First one is a positive Thomson effect, second one is a negative Thomson effect, and the third one zero Thomson effect, or we can say that that particular material doesn't exhibit this particular phenomenon. So in positive Thomson effect, this is actually explained in this first figure. What happens in a positive Thomson effect. That is, when current passes from a low temperature area to a high temperature area, heat is absorbed. So the same thing is actually happening in this first figure. And these are the materials which exhibit this positive Thomson effect. Now comes the negative Thomson effect. So this is just the opposite of this positive Thomson effect. That is, when current flows from a lower temperature area to high temperature region, heat is liberated. That happens in this second figure. That is, when current is actually flowing from low temperature area to the high temperature region, what happened here is heat is actually liberated. And in the second portion, heat is actually absorbed. So what happened in a positive Thomson effect is just opposite in the case of negative Thomson effect. So these are the material which exhibit this particular phenomenon. And the zero Thomson effect, neither heat is liberated nor absorbed. And one of the example is lead. So these are the general applications of the phenomenon thermoelectric effect. So that's all for today. Thank you.